Well, learners, first of all, I want to thank everybody who has constantly be on board to get to know more and more skills as far as math is concerned. First of all, before we just begin, I would like to encourage everybody to keep on subscribing, so that we get math problems solved. Now, last time we met, we solved an integral question using substitution method. Remember, we have different methods of solving an integral problem, rather question involving integration. We used substitution method, but today I want us to solve an integral problem using integration by parts. Integration by parts. We want to use uh, the method of integration. The method of integration. Integration by parts. Integration. Integration by parts. So let's have a question. Maybe, for example, let's have a question let's have the integral function 5x plus 1 over exponential raised to power x dx. Let's have that function here, and let us solve it using integration by parts. So learners, as part of our solution, we are going to rewrite the problem again, so that we have it is 5x plus 1 over exponential raised to power x dx. This can as well be written as, we want to do away with the fraction or the denominator part. We now have the integral function. Let's say we now have 5x exponential raised to power negative x dx plus the integral sign exponential raised to power negative x dx. We have expanded our question, or rather our problem. We have expanded this one. It now becomes this one. Let me just explain something before we proceed. We've actually we have done away with the denominator part, which is exponential raised to power x, so that it now becomes exponential raised to power negative x. It becomes a negative because initially it was at the denominator part, but now it is at the numerator part. So it becomes exponential raised to power negative x dx. Exponential raised to power. Remember, it's a common denominator for 5x and 1. It's a common denominator for 5x and 1. That's why we have it here, and again we have it here. So we have expanded. This term here. So let us give them identities. So we have our part A. Then let us also have part B. So we have part A and we also have part B. So we are first of all going to deal with the first part, which is part A first. Then finally, we are going to deal with part B. So let us first of all deal with part A. So what's our A? Our A is the integral function 5x exponential raised to power negative x dx. So that is our A. Our A is exponential, or rather integral symbol 5x exponential raised to power negative x dx. So let let u be equals to x, so that du is simply dx. If you differentiate u with respect to x, you get du equals to dx. Then let's have the dv equals to exponential raised to power negative x dx. What's our v? Our v will be equal to negative exponential raised to power negative x. So that's our v. So again, we are going to rewrite our a. So we are going to write our a. We have a, the integral sign, 5x exponential raised to power negative x dx. We want to write it in this format. We want to write it in this format: u v minus the integral function v du. We are going to write it in this format: uv minus integral function v du. v du. So learners, please let me just rewrite our problem. Let us just rewrite our problem. So we have, I've just written a to be 5x exponential raised to power negative x dx, and I've just said that we want to write it in this format: u v minus the integral function v du. So what do we have? Remember, we have 5, and 5 is a common factor for every value. It's a common factor for x and exponential raised to power negative x. So it is highly in order if you factor out 5. So let us factor out 5. We factor out 5. Then open the bracket. Open the bracket. So what's our u? We said our u, let us just revisit what we said initially. We said that our u, is x, then our v is exponential, negative exponential raised to power negative x. So our uv, what's going to be our uv? So our uv is actually going to be, we open the bracket, we have 5, then minus x exponential raised to power negative x, minus this minus here. So you minus, then the integral function. What's our v? Revisit what we've written earlier on. Our v is minus exponential raised to power negative x dx. Whenever bracket is opened, you have to close it. So we close the bracket. We close the bracket. So let us open the bracket. Let us open the bracket. We have 5 here. So we have 5 times negative x exponential raised to power negative x. What do we have? We have minus 5x exponential raised to power negative x. Then we now want to integrate this part. Remember, we have the integral function here, so we want to integrate negative exponential raised to power negative x with respect to x. So remember, we have the coefficient of exponential raised to power negative x. What is the coefficient? The coefficient is -1. So if you integrate a constant, you get that constant. So we have our constant to be -1, which is the coefficient of exponential raised to power negative x. And if you integrate a constant, you get a constant. So that constant is actually -1. So -1 times negative, you get a positive number. So that we have plus this 5 right here. So we have 5, then the integral sign, then we have now e exponential raised to power negative x dx. That's what we have. That is what we have. So this is equals to 5x exponential raised to power negative x plus, let us integrate exponential raised to power negative x with respect to x. What do we get if we integrate? We have, if you integrate this part here, you now have a negative, but we have 5 here, so negative 5 exponential raised to power negative x plus a constant. Learners, if you do it in the same way, you will get your a to be this term here. It looks a bit longer, but let us just follow the right channel. So we are done with part A, so we are going to part B. What did we say about B? We said that our B is now the integral of exponential raised to power negative x dx. Our B is the integral function of exponential raised to power negative x dx. If you integrate exponential raised to power negative x with respect to x, what you get is simply negative exponential raised to power negative x plus c. I said that earlier. So the answer for B is negative exponential raised to power negative x plus c. So surely our question 5x plus 1 over exponential raised to power x dx is going to be equivalent to the summation of a and b. It's going to be equivalent to the summation of a and b, which is equals to, what is our a? Our a is minus 5. Our a is minus 5 x exponential raised to power negative x minus 5 e exponential raised to power negative x, then plus we add b. What's our b? So we have minus exponential raised to power negative x plus a constant. You don't have to write two constants. Because constant is a constant. It is a representation of a certain value which we don't know. So constant is just a constant. So let us add and get the summation of a and b. Looking at this value here, I see some like terms. We have two like terms. These are like terms, so we can add them. So we have minus 5x exponential raised to power negative x. Then this one becomes minus 6 exponential raised to power negative x plus a constant. Learners, up to that point, if you do it in similar way, then you stand a chance to get everything right. So this is our answer. I would encourage you to pursue more and more questions similar to this one, then try to solve if at all you are going to generate the correct answer. Or you can as well write this question somewhere. Then solve it by solve it using integration by parts and try to see if you are going to generate the same answer. Otherwise, don't forget to subscribe. Otherwise, have a good time.